Hey, it's me, Maggie J. Today with a video about one of my favorite shows, Reservation Dogs. They have just kicked off round 2 and blessed us with 2 episodes to ease us into the season. And these are some of the funniest episodes of television I have ever seen. I'm going to try to just hit the highlights here rather than discuss everything that happens because this is only a half-hour show and a 45-minute review seems like a lot. So I'm going to do my best to keep it short. Plus, it's about to rain like the dickens out here, so I got to hurry up. Use the timestamps in the description to skip ahead to the review portion if you don't want to hear the recap portion. Episode 1 starts with Willie Jack telling Daniel's photo about what's been happening since the last time we all got together like this. It doesn't seem like much time has gone by, but some things are different now. Uncle Brownie is running around town naked, thinking he's a holy man since he diverted that tornado. Leon can't seem to find anything he's looking for and thinks the little people are messing with him. A horse turned up at Burkle-Cuts and those meth heads are acting like they've received a great gift from the creator. I feel like this little nugget has a whole storyline attached to it, so I'm looking forward to that. Mose and Miko got their bikes stolen and they are mad as hell, but aren't doing much about it. The name of this episode is Cursed, and if you remember back to the Uncle Brownie episode from season 1, Willie Jack asked a guy in the bar to do a curse on Jackie's hair that she had bought from Auntie B. Uncle Brownie told them not to mess with that bad medicine, or it'll turn on you tenfold, and Willie Jack thinks that this is causing her and the boys all their troubles. The spirit shows up several times. He doesn't have a lot of time for Bear right now. He's focused more on Uncle Brownie, who's having a bit of a spiritual crisis. The dogs stop by to ask the old man to help them break the curse. He doesn't have much time to help them. He's decolonizing his house and offers Cheese some Sonics to help him out. So Bear and Willie Jack are on their own to deal with this curse. Thanks to Uncle Brownie's advice, they head over to the bar where Willie Jack met that white wizard, but he says he can't undo what's been done. And he doesn't have that hair anymore, so they're off to Auntie B's to buy more of Jackie's hair. Auntie B is so appalled that they would even think she would sell the hair of her customers for curses. Uncle Bucky, her current customer, decides to sweep up his own hair, and later on he offers to help the kids get rid of their curse. Upon his suggestion, they want to go by Jackie's house and find something that she owns, but they don't know where she lives. Apparently, she lives with IHS receptionist lady Bev, so they swing by the clinic and Willie Jack has to explain what she did, with the wizard and the curse and the bad luck, and now she wants a hair clip from Jackie. Bev tries to send her to the drug court. I love this woman, Janice Schmiding, Miss Reagan Wells from Rutherford Falls herself. Watch that show. It's awesome. Season 2 is now on Peacock. Somehow, Uncle Brownie finds out that the kids are getting help from Uncle Bucky, and suddenly he's the only one who knows how to break a curse, and he's got to stop Bucky from making it worse. Nothing like a good rivalry to inspire one into action. Hey, Brownie? P.S. I'm calling him Uncle Bucky from now on. He deserves it. On to episode 2. Willie Jack sees the Indian Mafia boys doing wrestling shit or something, so she stops to ask if they have anything that belongs to Jackie. They are actually helpful and give her several things, including an eyeliner from White Steve. Aww. Suddenly, it's an uncle showdown between Bucky and Brownie. Seems like these two have beef from way back. Something about sleeping with someone's girlfriend while they were broken up. They fought a bit about it, but neither has gotten over it, so now only the best uncle will be able to help break the curse. Willie Jack, Cheese, Uncle Bucky, and Uncle Brownie all meet at the river the next morning, and they give us the most entertaining of prayers. They bless Jackie's items, throw them into the river, and then sing a song. An old song. You know, real sacred. Free Falling by Tom Petty. The spirit shows up to accompany and lets Uncle Brownie know their ceremony is complete and they have broken the curse. Thank you, Uncle. Throughout this whole curse business, Bear has been distant and sad. He's feeling abandoned and winds up going off on his own, looking for a job for whatever reason. Later, we see him at Rob and Cleo's, eating catfish, of course, and he learns just how close he came to ruining his whole life back in episode 1. See, Rob and Cleo caught the whole chip truck fiasco on video and just kept their mouth shut because they and the truck driver agree. They want more young people learning lessons, not serving time. So they make him unload the driver's new chip truck for free and tell him to stop stealing candy and meat from the store. Now that's the kind of small town camaraderie that I like to see. Not the chip truck theft part, but the part where the adults try to help these wayward sons instead of just throwing them into the meat grinder. But how terrible is Big at his job that he still hasn't figured out who stole the chip truck, even after Rob posted the video to his Facebook page. And that's the end of that story. I saved the adventures of Elora and Jackie so we could discuss their journey all by itself, because it really has nothing to do with what's going on at home. So we all know that Elora Danon and Jackie rode out of town headed for California, and despite it being nearly a whole fucking year since we have last seen them, it's actually only been like an hour since they stole Elora's grandma's car. They've made it as far as the nearest native-themed trading post, which is basically a truck stop that sells a ton of indigenous and cowboy-themed items. Jackie puts $1 into the fortune-telling machine, and we hear the spirit's voice imparting to her several pearls of native wisdom. Then it prints her a fortune card that warns her the path she's on will only lead to peril. Turn back now. On their way out, she and Elora buy a butterfly knife and an atlas because the GPS can't be relied on out here on the highway. Their car blows up not too far out of town because it's a piece of shit, so they set out on feet. But before they're even out of sight of the grandma's car, Elora and Jackie are picked up by a guy in a suit on his way to a big church gathering. He's a bit of a weirdo, but is willing to take them as far as Amarillo, wherever that is. So they pile in with their bags and listen to this guy ramble on about his own life story and some anecdotes he knows about the songs on the radio. Suddenly he turns off the road that they are on onto a dirt road, claiming he knows of a gas station nearby. But this road doesn't look like it's going on to bigger or better things, and he's actually got plenty of gas, so what the fuck? Then he locks the doors. Jackie kicks this guy in the face twice. Elora stabs him in the shoulder, and he slows down to let them out of the car. But they forgot to grab their bags, so they're left on this dirt road without any stuff and only a little bit of cash that Jackie has in her pocket. Later, they're at a diner trying to enjoy a basket of fried catfish, and they wind up discussing their own individual traumas. We're very familiar with the Elora and Daniel situation, but here we learn that Jackie's brother has also recently died, but we're not told how. This is yet another level upon which these women understand each other, so while they're not exactly friends here, I can tell that this is a completely different type of bond that is growing between these two. I can't wait to watch this all unfold. Anyway, so they're walking. They try to steal a car out of someone's front yard, but they're in a very rural area, and there's like 15 washing machines in the front yard. FYI, this is not the kind of house you want to try to steal from, because they'll chase you down in a truck with their shotguns. And they do. Oh my God, the girls run into a field with all these hay bales, and the guys in the truck keep driving around, randomly shooting and yelling threats. Eventually they get bored and leave, but what an absolutely terrifying situation. The girls keep moving through fields and such, I'm assuming, and they come across the house where they hear some chickens. Their plan is to wait until dark so they can steal some, but that is a dumbass idea. Eating raw eggs is not going to help them, so it's a good thing the lady of the house saw them laying in her field and went out to invite them in. Personally, I would not trust this woman who tells me she's got a ton of food and is all alone out here in the country with all these nice valuables in plain sight. That sounds like a trap for young girls on the run, but they've got almost no options here, so they let her take them into her house and get cleaned up and have dinner. Being that this is Megan Mullally, I expected her to have a drinking problem, but it seems she's just a lonely woman with a broken heart and a lot of anger towards men, especially her ex-husband and Joanne. Also, she's got a carbohydrate addiction, but I will not judge her for that. So all seems well. Jackie, as expected, decides to steal what she can from this woman and almost leaves Elora behind. But at the last minute, she goes back to get her, and they ride away in this woman's truck, headed for Oklahoma City, where Jackie's mom lives. I have a feeling we'll be seeing this lady again. Something about how she wants to protect the girls and is all alone out here and watch them drive away in her truck. I bet she comes back around at the best/worst time. So the girls carry on and finally get to Jackie's apartment. Her mother is asleep in a recliner. From a conversation Jackie had in the parking lot, it seems her mother doesn't leave that recliner very often, and that's something that's been going on for a while. They don't directly show or reference drugs or alcohol, so maybe this is a depression situation. I just get a lot of gray vibes from this scene. Her mother isn't really happy to see her. She doesn't try to give Jackie any affection or even tell her that she loves her. There's a lot going on here, and it's all sad. The episode ends with the two girls towing Elora's grandma's car with the stolen truck, heading to who knows where with no spare clothes or money. I am so impressed with these episodes. They were funny and touching and brought us back around to some loose ends that were started in the first season. The character development is incredible. The accuracy and authenticity is perfect. I really love this show, and I can't wait to see what else happens throughout this season. I want to talk about the Spirit for a minute. His role is becoming more apparent. He's nudging everyone he meets towards that red road with his own brand of encouragement that includes constantly eating, employing a selection of high-quality put-downs coupled with twice as many be-betters, sprinkled with enough self-deprecation that it's more of a you should be better than I could have been kind of an exchange rather than a live up to my own legend type of vibe. And I think that the Spirit is awesome. Speaking of, if they wanted me to call this guy the Spirit, why did they give him the name William Knifeman? I noticed this while I was watching other reviews of the first season. Most people, and even those involved with the show, called him the Spirit, and it was just basically me calling him William Knifeman. Did I miss when he said he should be addressed as the Spirit? I don't know. Anyway, Dallas Goldtooth, who plays the Spirit, is a writer on both of these episodes, which I think helped amp up the hilarity. You can also find this guy on Rutherford Falls, being Reagan's boyfriend, husband, cultural curator. I really enjoyed watching this. I think my favorite part was when the uncles were praying by the river. There was a lot of praying going on in these episodes, but that one was special. I could watch it a dozen more times, and I probably will. I fucking love this show. I'm just out of editing time. So this is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed, and maybe that you'll leave a like. There's a new episode in just a few days, so I'll be back a few days after that with a new review. Until then, y'all stay safe out there.